Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, and here we go. Let's see what these tea leaves have to say. And the card we have for tonight is the Nine of Discs, which is gain. Okay, and this has to do with stability, self-discipline, self-reliance. Okay. Well, immediately I'm seeing IS. Okay, so is. It could be a name, part of a name. It could be, maybe it's C. Right? Yes. All right. Let's see, what do we have? So I want to start right here. We have what looks like a cow, maybe a water buffalo, some kind of larger animal like this. This is a most blessed symbol, usually of motherhood, the kind of fertile, nurturing, giving mother archetype. Okay, this is a being that is kind, slow to action, thoughtful, contemplative, but also brutal, right? Will charge you, will trample upon you. Trample. Stomp and trample, or trample together into trample. Trample you, right? They will totally just kick you down into the dirt if you mess with them or theirs. Now, next to it, it looks like we have a smaller cow or water buffalo or whatever. Probably the child or a younger family member of some kind. Okay, so this to me relates to you, and you probably being that parental figure, caretaker, auntie, uncle, something like this, maybe grandma, grandpa. And I am getting the impression, and this has to do with this sign over here. I want to just look at this and then we're going to go back. But we have this kind of volcano, a person climbing up it. Okay. And then we have a person here who's kind of waving to this other person as they kind of go off on their journey, their ordeal. So, in my mind, what this says is that there's somebody in your life who you have raised in some capacity, or you are raising them. The way that your life unfolded was probably different than this person is being raised. I think that you probably had some difficulties. You've trekked across your own mountains, probably from a younger age. Okay. The impression that you kind of were never given a break. You were not handed anything. Nobody was there to bail you out when you struggled. You had to kind of find your own way in life. And you did. Okay? For better or worse, right? I think that you probably had to, you know, scrape by at times and maybe have done better since. Maybe you are in those positions on and off. I mean, we all kind of struggle in cycles, right? But I think that you are confident in knowing how to get by in life. You are with this symbol. It says to me that there is abundance, and there's an abundance of wisdom about life, about how to live a life, how to find resources, how to enjoy yourself, how to be contented. Okay. Now, I feel that something has happened. I don't know what the decision was, or, you know, what thing has arisen, what circumstances, but this child, maybe they're an adult, young adult, you feel responsible for them in some way, even if they're, you know, 45 years old or whatever. That's your kid or the person that you love. You've helped take care of them. That's family. And maybe because they haven't had as much turmoil, as many ordeals, they haven't gone without very often, or if at all. And, you know, they've had a lot of support, basically. They've had a lot of unconditional love. And yet they kind of toil in their indifference about life. You know, you would think that if you raise somebody, giving them all of the opportunities, you know, doing better for them than was done for you, that they would take advantage of that. But the reality is, how can they know if that's what they've known in life? How could they know any better? I think that, you know, it's not uncommon that there are a lot of people out there, in any generation really, but it seems more prevalent. Maybe we just are more exposed to it. We realize this is a more common theme throughout families than we knew about before maybe the internet, right? When we share everything about our lives. But there is often this failure to launch, to grow up, to get out in the world, you know, to find meaning and motivation and passion and, you know, something to do for themselves. And it's, you know, it can be heartbreaking. It can also be something that, you know, is irritating. And I remember, you know, my parents' generation, or my parents being told by their parents and their grandparents that they were making mistakes, right? They had it easy. And then, you know, my generation, I guess a millennial, technically, an older one, definitely. But, you know, that we didn't know what we're doing. We're spoiled. We have everything. You know, everybody always doted over us. Well, that wasn't true for all of us, but generally, yeah, probably we did have it a lot easier than most generations before us. and a lot of really unhappy people within my generation, right? And now even more, it seems to be something that is happening more and more. People that just, well, it's a lack of focus or meaning or self-worth. I don't know what it is. It's just, you know, the soul is unwell in a very collective sense. And so I think, you know, you have been having this situation go on where it's like you really want them to have a good life, to go out there and live and breathe and, you know, be passionate and have their hearts broken and, you know, rise up from that and do more and do better and, you know, the things that we really hope for everybody. Especially our children, especially the people that are close to us. And so I think that some decision has been made, right? And they seem to be maybe on their way out into the world or starting something new. I see it as a volcano here because I think that this is going to bring some trouble. And I think that you know that. I think that this decision, this choice, is maybe something that you cannot and will not support. But what you do support is them, you know, making mistakes and getting out there and failing a little bit. It's hard. It's hard to watch anybody we care about make a mistake, especially if we, you know, have done it ourselves and we want to just say, hey, this is not going to work out well for you. Well, we know how well that goes over, right? You know, I'm sure plenty of people told you in your life what you couldn't do or what you shouldn't do. And did you listen? I don't know. Maybe you did. Maybe you were very bright. But probably you made a lot of your own mistakes. So this might be, you know, a turning point, a new cycle emerging. And I think that this is kind of a gain not only for this person, but for you, okay? I think this bit about self-discipline, this is important because we need to learn how to hold our tongue, right? To stay uninvolved as much as we can so other people, our children, can figure things out. It's hard. Every single day, and my child's only 3 years old. Every single day I have to stop. You know, don't do it for her. Let her figure out how to do it. You know, within reason. Let her fail. Let her tumble a little bit. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to. You don't want them to get hurt. You don't want them to become upset or scared of something. But they have to learn. They have to learn. You know. And so this is going to be kind of an exercise in really holding back a little bit. And maybe taking some time, you know, for yourself here. Now, this one looks like on this side, maybe something like, well, to me it looks like a goat with somebody riding on their back. And this one down here looks like a little goat as well. This one looks like it's running. And the goat for me, in my mind, is always very resilient, can, you know, traverse the most dangerous cliffs, find footing where there is none, right? And also, you know, very thoughtful, very, very intelligent, but has a side of themselves that is fun and joyful and silly. And, you know, as I'm saying this, I met a goat farmer today, actually. I was at the hardware store, and we were talking, and he said, oh, I have a goat farm not too far from where you live. And I said, oh, wow, I'm quite jealous. That sounds amazing. So, anyways, goats, right? They're wonderful. So, I feel like, you know, there are going to be some hills to climb. There are going to be, you know, some little rocks that kind of fall out underfoot here and there. But you will find your way, and so will they. Okay, it's going to be all right. And it's okay. It's okay to close your eyes and try to not look at what's going on, you know. Sometimes you have to just walk away. My go-to move is just let dad take over, so I don't have a panic attack. You know, let her climb that little tree or whatever with dad. So, and it's okay. It's okay to, you know, try to focus on other things. Focus on yourself. Do some stuff that you love. And look at this. We have another seahorse. My goodness. This is, I think, the third one this in the last like 10 days. And this one's large. So we have this beautiful, another contemplative, serene, easygoing, little wonderful symbol. And as I've said in my other 2 readings, the thing I love to watch them do is they tie themselves up with their little tails to a weed or something growing, and they fall asleep. They just kind of drift around. So the current doesn't take them away. So I think this is a good sign of get yourself some rest, okay? Let, you know, as people say, put it in God's hands. Put it in the hands of the universe. You're going to be surprised at how well this goes, I think. Okay, now it looks like we have a little bird here. And this one looks like a blue jay to me. One of my favorite birds. We have a couple of, a pair, I should say, of blue jays that come and visit almost every morning, especially in the winter, when I put some little food out for them. And they are so bossy. They are very bossy. If I have not fed them early enough, they sit out there and screech at me. So I feel like, you know, there's a lot of confidence in this symbol. There is a lot of knowing and knowing what they want, what you want, right? And so I think as the situation passes from the front of your mind, it clears up some room for you to focus on what do you want? What is so important to you right now, right? Is it a hobby, an interest? Do you, you know, want to travel somewhere? What is the thing? What is that burning desire? So I think that's something to think about. And I see there's, you know, there are other pieces kind of floating around here. So it makes me believe that it's going to be emotional. It will be. It's never easy. But this, you know, there's going to be some slow movement and kind of incremental success, okay? And I feel like overall it's going to be kind of confirmation that you did well here in your caretaking, that you have been such an important part of this person's life. You will continue to be so. That will never change. And, you know, you're going to be made to be proud, really. Okay, I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm, and that is growing the channel. We just got over 12K subscribers, which is wonderful. I can't even believe that, you know, it's hard to believe that anybody watches the channel, but, you know, here we are growing and growing. And I'm so appreciative. If you want to, if you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos come out. You know, between now and the next time Libra comes out in about 7 days, give or take a day or two. You can watch your other placements, your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising. Venus, I know some of you like to watch your Venus signs for love stuff, I imagine. And cross-watching for your loved ones and spouses and all that. If you want to leave a comment, I read all of them. I really do. And I try to get back to them as quickly as I can. Sometimes these days are long, and we have some projects coming up here. I'm going to be painting outside and looking forward to that. And yeah, so anyways, we'll talk in a few days, and I thank you. We'll talk again soon.